A pleasant evening and a warm welcome to the national news live on Channel I. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
Good evening, I'm Lakshit Singha. Let's start off by taking a quick look at the headlines.
Gas will be distributed to the market tomorrow according to court advice. A committee report on gas accidents will be handed over to the President tomorrow. The President says positive attitude, self-confidence and trust placed in the team are the success of a leader. Irrigation and environmental beautification project covering 3 districts is in the final phase.
For those and other stories in detail. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawana has ordered Consumer Affairs Authority to issue gas to the market from tomorrow, adhering to the advice given by the court. He has informed the authority to issue relevant instructions to the 2 companies. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawana said that the appeals court on Friday issued an order containing the criteria to be followed when issuing gas to the market after considering the submissions made by the companies and all stakeholders. Accordingly, the Consumer Affairs Authority was instructed by the ministry after getting advice from the Attorney General today to issue gas to the market according to the order given. The Consumer Affairs Authority will directly supervise the issuing of gas to ensure safety of the consumers.
අනිවාර්යෙන්ම අනුකූලව වෙළඳපොළ නිකුත් කිරීමට කටයුතු කරන්න කියලා විශේෂම පාරිභෝගිකයාගේ ආරක්ෂාව තහවුරු කිරීම වෙනුවෙන් පාරිභෝගික අධිකාරිය විසින් මේ උපදෙස් වලට අනුව වෙළඳපොළ නිකුත් කිරීම පිළිබඳව ඍජු අධීක්ෂණයක් සිදු කිරීමට කටයුතු කරනවා.
Chairman of the expert committee appointed to look into gas accidents, Professor Shantha Valpulage, says that their final report on the incidents will be handed over to the President tomorrow. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa appointed the expert committee to look into gas accidents 2 weeks ago. The committee has prepared the report following discussions with all stakeholders and studying gas accidents. The committee includes 8 experts representing various fields. Meanwhile, 3 ships carrying gas have arrived in the sea close to Sri Lanka ports. Secretary to the Ministry of Technology, Jayantha De Silva, said that the permission has been given to unload gas on board 1 ship based on standards reports given by the Sri Lanka Standards Institute and its relevant institutions. The President has entrusted the power to approve unloading of gas after considering test reports of relevant institutions to the Secretary to the Ministry of Technology, Jayantha De Silva. He said following tests, it was found that the gas composition of the ship that has been permitted to unload is 30% propane and 70% butane. Mercaptan chemical which emits smells of gas has also been included. He further said that the relevant institutions are testing gas composition on board other 2 ships.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that positive attitudes, confidence and trust placed in the others of the group are the core of a successful leader. He said those are the highest qualities of a disciplined military officer. The President mentioned this while taking part on the occasion of the 96th Passing Out Parade at Diyatalava Military School this morning. After arriving at the ceremonial premises, the President inspected the passing out parade after paying floral tributes to the War Heroes Memorial. "316 cadet officers who completed training under 5 courses passed out today. It includes 73 who followed Defence Studies degree courses, 150 graduates of Sir John Kotalavala Defence Academy, 61 volunteer cadet officers and 15 volunteer women cadet officers. The group also includes 6 cadet officers from Zambia, Maldives and Rwanda and 5 Sri Lankan cadet officers who trained in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Nepal. The President presented awards to the cadet officers who showed exceptional talents. The President planted a sapling to mark his participation and took part in several group
Joining
photographs.
a nation's military as a commissioned officer is a great honor for any young person. I take this opportunity to thank the parents and families of the officer cadets for having raised such patriotic young men and women. I am sure you are justly proud about their having reached this important juncture in their life, and I am confident they will make you even prouder through their careers in the armed forces in future. Nearly 50 years ago, however, I stood where all of you stand now as a young officer cadet in the commissioning parade of the Army's Intake 4. I can say without any hesitation that the training I received, the experience I gained, and the many qualities inculcated in me throughout my military career were essential factors in my election to the highest office in the land. During your time at the academy, most of the training exercises you engage in took place alongside your fellow officer cadets. Fostering this ability to work well together with others is one of the hallmarks of the military. There will be many situations in your life where no matter how capable or skilled you are as an individual, you will not be able to succeed without the support of others. Teamwork is therefore an essential life skill that needs to be cultivated, and your career in the military will provide you ample opportunities to do so. Particularly as officers, you must seek to develop your leadership skills further. When you are assigned to a unit, as you shortly will be, you will have to take responsibility for all your subordinates. As you rise through the ranks, your responsibilities will only increase. Someday, one of you may even become commander of the army and be responsible for the entire organization and all the people in it. As you start on this journey, you must understand that the soldiers under your command are ordinary people and not supermen. It is your responsibility to ensure that you get outstanding results from such normal people. To do this, you must ensure that your unit is well trained, healthy, and fit for duty, and that their welfare is looked after and that their morale is high. Learning how to motivate the people under your command is essential. Motivation helps people stay focused on their missions despite their setbacks, obstacles, and difficulties that arise from time to time. Throughout the war, which ended in 2009, the members of our military made countless sacrifices and underwent unspeakable hardships. They did so because they were all deeply committed to the mission at hand, which was to secure Sri Lanka's sovereignty in the face of separatism. This shared sense of mission was clearly communicated not only to the military but to the entire nation by then President Mahinda Rajapaksa and every senior official involved in the war effort, including myself as Defense Secretary. It is this shared sense of mission that ultimately enabled peace to return to Sri Lanka after a lapse of 30 years. The security and stability that Sri Lanka enjoys today must never be taken for granted. As young officers, all of you have a responsibility to ensure that you work towards upholding national security by fulfilling the duties you are assigned to the best of your abilities. Occasionally, you will make mistakes, even costly ones. Failures are a part of life and you must not shy away from them. They are an invaluable part of your learning process and you will gain a great deal from them. However, if you fear failure so much that you do not push yourself to take those bold decisions, you will fail anyway by being indecisive. Positive thinking, therefore, is crucially important. Optimism, self-belief, and confidence in yourself and those in your team will be at the heart of your success.
President's Chief Advisor Lalit Veeratunga, Defence Secretary General Kamal Gunaratne, Army Commander General Shavindra Silva, military officers and a group of people were present on the occasion.
Minister Kehelia Ramukala says COVID will not be a challenge if everyone acts together, where the basic security of the people has been strengthened by vaccination. He requested the public to follow health protective measures always. Minister Kehelia Ramukala said that the government is performing its responsibility 100%. 14 million booster doses have been received. Since the solution to the problem is vaccination, all persons should get the vaccine by visiting the nearest vaccination center.
ළඟම තියෙන මධ්‍යස්ථානයට ගිහිල්ලා මේ නැත ලබා ගන්නවා. එතකොට එන්නතෙන් පසුව පුරවැසි වගකීම සහ පුරවැසි යුතුකම කියන එක ප්‍රබලව බලනවා.
It's a dynamic conditions. It's a change in conditions, And as we expected initially, we have to be with this virus, and sometimes we don't know there's a potential to develop even more and more potential virulent viruses. Because of that, we have to get used to this system and we have to continue our healthcare measures. This is definitely not a time to release all these healthcare measures, but we see, unfortunately, there is increased gathering, especially at shopping malls, some other places. People are involved in various leisure activities, unwanted gatherings. So all these things might lead to increase the spread of this disease. Especially there's a concern about the Omicron. This is a different variant which have more mutations, but fortunately, even though we expected more virulent disease, more complications, according to the current understanding, it is the damage might be done by this Omicron would be less, but still, according to the WHO predictions, it might produce again a significant or serious problem within next years. Another important thing is if co-infections, if Omicron variant as well as the Delta variant, there's a possibility to infect in a single person, and that sometimes might lead to development of some super variant. There are some predictions by scientists, specialists. If such a situations happen, then it might be definitely leading to significant increase in the spread of the disease, and especially the complications and the deaths. Even the death rate is a very small proportion, especially in children. When the number of cases are increased, that special proportion might lead to increased number of cases, especially the increased number of deaths. So this is the important thing, because we have only limited number of the health system, especially the capacity to manage complicated cases, especially the pneumonia and other complications, ICU facilities. That is common to any healthcare systems, including the modern and developed countries. So because of that, we should not give rise to the development of same situations which has happened in Sri Lanka a few months ago. So the most important thing is continue these healthcare measures, especially during these festive seasons. Always follow the healthcare guidelines, as well as especially don't let the children to expose to these viruses, especially the outside peoples, because majority of children are not vaccinated yet, especially less than 12 years of age, not vaccinated in most of the parts of even in the world. Another thing is schooling. We all know the children, they have missed lot of opportunities, they have missed their schooling, they have missed their recreational activities, there are other activities which lead to their development, improve their mental and social development. So they have lost all these things almost 2 years now. Now they are gaining all these things gradually. Now schools has started and the normal education process just started. But if the disease spread accelerated again during the next term in January 2021, again it might affect the schooling and the normal functioning of the school. So all these things will be depend on our behavior within next 2 weeks, especially during this festive season. So at least thinking about the children, our future of the country, it's all of our responsibility to follow all the healthcare measures, and most importantly, take the third dose, the booster dose, which is due to all the people above 20 years are eligible to get this booster dose. You can get it very easily from most convenience place. So all these facilities are available now. But we see due to some myths and misinformation, some of the people are still reluctant to obtain this third dose. But we have to stress, according to the currently available scientific data, when we consider the risk of the disease, especially the risk of the development of the complications as well as the deaths, are far higher than considering the complications of the vaccine. This vaccine, especially the Pfizer vaccine, has given to billions of people throughout the world, especially including the developed countries, but all the people are safe though. So all the available data shows that this is a safe vaccine if we consider the consequences of the disease. As healthcare persons, our main plea to all the people, if you are eligible to get these vaccines and your children are eligible, get the due doses as soon as possible without undue delay, because this is a social responsibility. Even you don't care about your life, but it is important because you might get the disease and there's a high potential to spread this disease from you to other people, especially to children.
Minister Prasanna Ranatunga says that government has decided the COVID vaccination card compulsory to enter public places from the 1st of January. He said the Ministry of Health is taking necessary measures. The minister mentioned this during the district COVID committee meeting at the Gampa District Secretariat office recently. He instructed officials to complete giving the booster dose before the 31st of December. Another consignment of Pfizer vaccine manufactured in the US was brought to the country today from the Katunayake International Airport this morning. 32,208,015 vaccine doses have been given to the people under the COVID vaccination program. 15,967,577 have been given to the first dose of the vaccine. 13,809,954 have been given both doses of the vaccine. 2,430,484 have been given the booster dose. Giving booster dose for persons above 20 years under COVID vaccination program is taking place successfully around the country. The Director General of Health Services confirmed today 18 COVID-related deaths which occurred yesterday. 16 out of them were above 60 years, among them 2 persons between the ages of 30 and 59 years. The book Manushatve Meheyuma, written by ChannelEye Rupavahini, was presented to Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa yesterday at the Prime Minister's residence in Nuwara. ChannelEye Rupavahini wrote Adaraniya Masha, Urumayen Lada Senehasa, Matakayan Netha Nikmila and Amaraniya Matakaya when she was a student of Good Shepherd Convent in Kandy. Manushatve Meheyuma is her 5th book. She has been qualified to enter Peradeniya University and based the book on the humanitarian operation which brought end to 3 decades of war. She presented the copies of the book to Mahasangha and Mrs. Shiranti Wickramasinghe Rajapaksa. Minister C.B. Ratnayaka was also present in this occasion.
Mass Media Minister Dallas Alahaperuma says that assistant information officers will be appointed from January, covering 341 divisional secretariat areas in the country. He said the main aim is to provide correct information to the society. The minister expressed these views while attending as the chief guest of the annual workshop organized for officials of district media units of the Government Information Department. It took place recently in Kandy. The main aim of the workshop is to promote communication skills, reviewing performance and planning of 2022 action plan of the officials of district media units. Several media veterans were present to brief information officials about new media. Director General of Government Information Department Mohan Samaranayaka, Additional Director General Milinda Rajapaksa and a group of people attended the function. Minister Dallas Alahaperuma said that new media has taken over all media activities of the country. Mainstream media depends on new media. No country in the world can be independent of television channels, radio channels and print media. Development news is not an opening, laying foundation or making a speech by a politician. It is your responsibility to use popular angles creatively to distribute news reports related to government activities. The Finance Minister agreed to attach 341 as Assistant Information Officers for 341 Divisional Secretariat areas, along with graduate appointments on the 2nd week of January.
යෝජනා ක්‍රමය ජනවාරි 2 වෙනි සතියේ එපත්වීම ස්ථිර වෙනවත් එක්කම ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම් කොට්ටාස 341ටම මුදල් ඇමතුමා අපට සහතික වුණා ප්‍රෝටීන් නිලධාරීන් විදියට සහකාර ප්‍රෝටීන් නිලධාරීන් විදියට 341 දෙනෙක් අනුයුක්ත කරන්න.
Director General of Government Information Department Mohan Samaranayaka said that he was appointed as the News Director of Rupavahini Corporation in 1990, which is not a political appointment. At that time, Mr. Ranasinghe Premadasa was the president of the country. The main audiovisual medium the government had at that time was Rupavahini. In reality, President Premadasa handled it. A call comes at 4 a.m. in the morning from the leader of the country. I had to take policies of the United National Party which I do not agree politically to take to the society. I had to do programs. You will have to do it as well. We have to inform the people about government policies, development programs and activities using the tools that are available.
A bus carrying a group of pilgrims rolled down a precipice of about 20 feet near Padya Talava Gallodaya Bridge. 17 have been admitted to the hospitals following the accident which occurred this morning. Police said the bus was transporting a group of pilgrims from Kilinochchi to Kataragama. They said that the accident had occurred around 2:30 this morning. Police said that the accident has occurred as the driver has not been able to see the road clearly when the bus was driven amidst heavy rain. 47 have been travelling in the bus at the time of the accident. 17 of injured have been admitted to hospitals.
People engaged in the batik industry say that there is a high demand for batik products this festive season, more than on earlier occasions. They said the main reason is the government limiting importation of batik textiles. Local batik industry collapsed with the arrival of imported batik textiles in the market. The industry has become successful again due to the measures taken by the government to uplift the industry by limiting batik imports. Batik industry is the main livelihood of people in villages under Mahaweva and Nathandia Divisional Secretariat areas. It has created direct and indirect employment to more than 3,000 people. They have expressed their appreciation for the facilities given by the government to commence their profession again.
Exporters say that they have been able to export 10,600 metric tons of prawns this year. They said that providing bank loans on concessionary rate of interest, technical knowledge and other facilities led to the progress of the industry. There are 10 main companies which export prawns. Exporters say that Aquaculture Development Authority rendered an immense service to prawn farming during the past few years. They expect the increase exports up to 15,000 metric tons next year.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, in his capacity as the subject minister, has instructed relevant officials to refine more burnt oil discharged from ships and waste to protect the environment. Marine Environmental Protection Authority plans to increase income from refining burnt oil and waste by 100%. The Ministry of Urban Development and Housing says that Marine Environment Protection Authority has planned to refine 50,000 metric tons of burnt oil and waste discharged from ships annually using new technology and modern technical equipment. At present, 27,000 to 30,000 metric tons of burnt oil and waste are refined annually. This was disclosed when State Minister Mohan Priyadarshana Silva inspected the burnt oil and waste refinery at the Colombo harbour. 25 companies registered at the Marine Environmental Protection Authority refined burnt oil and waste discharged by ships. They refined burnt oil and waste of 5,000 ships that arrive annually in the country. Sri Lanka will be able to get a huge economic benefit by increasing refining of burnt oil and waste annually to 50,000 metric tons.
The irrigation development and environmental beautification project implemented in connection with tanks on either sides of the main road from Kurunagala to Anuradhapura is in the final stage. The project is implemented under Irrigation Prosperity Program. The project related to 9 tanks by the sides of the main road to Anuradhapura from Kurunagala via Dambulla commenced 9 months ago. The tanks have been selected in 5 divisional secretariat areas of Kurunagala, Matale and Anuradhapura districts. The water capacity of tanks has been reduced since they have not been renovated for a long time. As a result, farmers in those areas were not able to cultivate Yala and Maha seasons. Under the first phase of the project, capacity of the tanks were increased by removing silt, removing invasive plants, renovating tank bund and canal that provide water to paddy fields were done under the first phase. Development of several tanks have been completed and farmers in those areas. After completion of the project, water capacity of all tanks will be increased by 178 acre-feet. This will be possible to cultivate 630 acres of more paddy fields. Under the second phase of the project, environmental beautification program are scheduled to be implemented in connection with several selected tanks. Preliminary activities in this regard had already commenced. More than 640 million rupees will be spent on the project. Sri Lanka Land Development Corporation implements the development activities. Engineering plans have been implemented according to the concept of the chairman of the corporation, Major General M.R.W. D'Zoiza.
3,316 hectares of paddy fields belonging to the Ambilipiti Agrarian Services Centre and Mahaweli zone have been successfully cultivated using organic fertilizer. This was disclosed by farmer representatives of Ambilipiti farming organizations. The meeting took place under the patronage of Ratnapura District MP Akila Ellavala. Ambilipiti Agrarian Services Centre said that 20,000 litres of nano-nitrogen for 4,000 farmers needed to cultivate 3,316 hectares of paddy have been distributed. The parliamentarian inspected the organic fertilizer project at the premises of Ambilipiti Agrarian Services Centre. Farmers in Polonnaruwa Madirigiri Divisional Secretariat area have commenced cultivating paddy using traditional methods. They said that they have paid attention to organic paddy cultivation. Farmer W.K. Wilfred has been able to produce organic fertilizer needed by farmlands of 6 divisions under Amilipitiya Mahaweli Authority. Sabaragamu Provincial Agriculture Department has provided him with the technical support. He has produced 30,000 kilograms of organic fertilizer at present. He said he has paid attention on producing liquid organic fertilizer as well. Vavuniya Civil Defence Corps has taken steps to cultivate 500 acres of paddy fields using organic fertilizer in the Maha season. The organic fertilizer produced by them using local raw material is used for cultivations. The project is implemented in Vavuniya, Mamadua and Periyakulam areas.
And now for several other developments reports. Land Registrar's Office of Walasmula Town was opened today under the patronage of Minister Chama Rajapaksa. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said 40 industries will be set up closer to Hambantota port. He said that it will provide a large number of jobs. Several road development projects in Kundasala area commenced recently under the patronage of Minister Keheli Ramukwala. Nearly 70 million rupees will be spent on the project. The new computer laboratory of Horana Maduravala Mahavidyalaya was vested in the students under the patronage of State Minister P.L. Nishantha. 2 million rupees have been spent on the new laboratory. Peraru drinking water project was vested with the public under the patronage of Minister Vasudeva Nanayakkara. It will benefit 58,000 families. 500 million rupees have been spent on the project. It is the biggest drinking water project in the northern province. Development of Alahara Diabeduma town commenced yesterday under the patronage of North Central Province Governor Mahipala Herak. The project is implemented on a request from the people in the area through the President during Gammasamaga Pilisandarak program. 90 million rupees have been allocated for the project.
In sports news, Sri Lanka weightlifting team for Commonwealth Championship arrived in the country this morning. Officials of the Sports Ministry and Sri Lanka Weightlifting Federation were present to welcome the victorious team. The championship took place in Uzbekistan. It was the final competition to get qualified for the weightlifting championship at Commonwealth Games next year. Sri Lankan team won a gold medal, a silver medal and 5 bronze medals. Srimali Samarakon won the gold medal and Timali Haputanna won the silver medal. Chintana Geetal Vidanage, Indika Disanayaka, Manoj Madhuwanta, Tivanka Palangasinghe and Nadishani Ratnayaka won bronze medals each. And that's all the stories for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. Until then, stay safe and good night.
Good night.